Hold on. 3, 2, 1, and podcast. Okay. Hello. I'm Tyler. I am your main host, Tyler.
And I'm also Tyler.
The three Tylers.
We're the three amigos.
It zoomed in again, Tyler, just like you said last week. It zoomed in. It started. All right.
No. For real, we have two Tylers, and my name's Liam because I'm Irish.
Irish.
No other reason.
Irish. All right,
it's funny because I don't drink.
We actually do have quite a list today of what?
We have it for anybody who is like concerned about like how we do our podcast. We don't use a list, but this week
we believe we're going to use a list, and then we proceed not to use a list.
Yeah. We keep telling ourselves that we're going to make a list, and then we just procrastinate until we don't do it.
This is like the week before, like just like the week leading up to us. Yes, Tyler. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
this is the week leading up to us, and it's just straight up. You know, we should put that on a topic list. Never does it get done.
I think we tried to do it 1 week before, and then we just didn't. Like, we just looked at the topic list, and we were like, oh, what are we going to talk about?
I think the first one we did, it was 30 minutes countdown until we were doing the first one, like the pilot. Yeah. And we're sitting there like, we should totally do this. And we got, I think we got like, 3 things, and we proceeded to not talk about them. Okay.
Yeah.
First up,
let's talk about stuff.
We have the Independent Party.
Oh no! To be specific. No. To be very specific, it is so we don't confuse it with any other independent parties because there's probably a couple of them. This is the Independent American Party,
as in Republic, Democratic.
That's right.
That's right. America.
It's literally called the IAP, and they have their own website and everything. It's ridiculous. It's the most.
Okay.
This is the most ridiculous political party I've ever heard.
You'll know what we're talking about by the end. Believe me.
Yeah, we're talking about political.
Pull up some reference material first off.
So for PIG, which is for anybody who's not in the state of New York, is a high school class that stands for participation in government, and every high schooler in New York has to take this class to graduate. And basically, what it is you learn about how the government works, or rather, how it doesn't work because it sucks. But anyways, so we did a worksheet where we're given a political party, we're assigned a political party, and we have to fill out this worksheet about this political party, basically just explaining how what the different principles of the political party are. And I got the Independent American Party, which is there were 5 different parties to choose from, and that's just the one I got. The 5 parties were Democrats, Republicans, Independent, which is what I got, the Green Party, and the Libertarians. I don't really know a whole lot about the Green Party. Sounds to me like they're a bunch of hippies, but whatever. The Libertarians, basically, the Libertarians are like...
Proletarians.
They're like Wyoming.
Your mic audio killed itself.
It doesn't matter. The Libertarians are like Wyoming. If you've ever been to Wyoming, you can drive around Wyoming shooting a gun out of your car with a blood alcohol content of like 0.12. Because nobody gives a shit about Wyoming.
It's really not that high, is it?
It's true.
I know, that is high, actually. Compared to 0.08,
Wyoming is the least important state.
I was remembering it's
the least important.
So Libertarians like Wyoming because you can basically go to Wyoming and do whatever you want. So if you're ever confused as to what a Libertarian is somebody who believes that the government should be able to that people should be able to do basically whatever they want within reason. Like you obviously can't go around and kill people and steal shit and rape people. That's not.
Sure you can.
That's not okay.
Rape the crops, burn the woman.
Make that shirt.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think I made that shirt. Anyways. And then obviously Democrats or Republicans are Democrats. And Republicans, if you don't know what they are, basically Democrats are super liberal. They want to change everything.
If you were
Republicans are super conservative.
Outside of freedom, get out. Because it's this is a very free podcast.
We don't want to alienate people.
Get alienated, America.
Anyways, and Republicans are super conservative. They don't want anything to change ever at all. They like things the way they are.
That's right.
And then there's the Independent Party. And nobody really talks about the Independent Party because the Independent Party is
trash.
It is horse shit.
Now that we got the introduction of the
I will pull up the platform for the Independent Party, And if you don't know how platforms for political parties work, basically it's just an outline of what this party believes in. And I will start off with one of my favorite quotes, because I've read the entire thing top to bottom because I had to for the class. And I believe I'll read the quote from the Constitution, and this should give people a pretty good idea about what these people think. And this is what they believe about the U.S. Constitution. We believe that the U.S. Constitution was prepared and adopted by men under inspiration from Almighty God, and that it is a solemn compact created by the people of the states of this nation, and that it was made specifically by and for a moral and religious people, and is the supreme law above all other laws. Worst quote I've ever read. First of all, it's grammatically incorrect.
Sorry, we're in the Skype call just making like these hardcore
I can see that, and he does like the
Okay, you were saying, sorry, back on track.
First of all, it's grammatically incorrect because they use 2 semicolons in the same sentence. If anybody's confused, that was all the same sentence.
If you didn't know, Liam is also a grammar Nazi.
Fuck off.
Hi-ho.
So yeah, they use 2 semicolons are wonderful, and I love them, and they're great. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm reading it again. They used 3 semicolons in the same sentence, not 2.
Not 2, but 3.
The rule with a semicolon
not 2,
is that
3.
Is that you should only use them like once a paragraph, not 3 times in the same sentence. So the Independent Party has some problems. The reason why I don't agree with them is because they're super pro-life and I'm pro-choice, and I don't really care if you're pro-life or pro-choice. That's your decision to make.
This is in reference to abortion.
This is in reference to abortion. In case you don't know, for whatever reason, this basically pro-life means that they want you to no abortion. Abortion is illegal because they think that it's murder. And pro-choice is
you have the choice
my personal opinion is that the only person who should be able to make this choice is the person getting the abortion. That's just how I look at it, because that seems to be the easiest way to solve that problem, in my opinion, is that it's their choice. Stop making their choice for them. And the other thing that I find that people really don't seem to recognize is that pro-choice is not necessarily pro-abortion, just because I'm pro-choice doesn't mean I say, oh yeah, everybody should go out and get an abortion. No.
I believe
that's right.
It's obviously a circumstantial thing. Different circumstances, and it's not even my choice. I'm not a woman, therefore I have no say in the matter of whether or not.
I mean, when was the last time you checked if you had a vagina?
A couple minutes ago.
A couple minutes ago.
Just imagine, just like, hold on. Just like you saw it just for a minute, like, stop everything.
But that's not that big of a deal because that's something that every party, that's just an issue. That's just them taking a side on an issue. What I have a problem with the way they rationalize certain things. For instance, they're against gay marriage, and my opinion on that is that
it's people's choice.
It's not only is it people's choice. My opinion is that I don't really care if gay people can get married, and it doesn't really affect me, and it doesn't really affect anybody I know. So I don't really understand why they shouldn't be able to get married. That's the way I look at it. Is that I just don't give a shit. So if they want to get married, then whoop-de-fucking-do. Who gives a shit?
And if you would like to see a view that also supports us, check out what was it? George Carlin, where he essentially makes the point that stop the gays from getting married. All the Sunnis and the Shiites, they'll stop fighting.
It was Louis Black.
Yes, that's who it was.
And he made the very excellent point is that there are wars going on, our economy's in the shitter, there's immense political corruption, and here we are debating about the fucking queers. And this is all out of context. That's just how he said it. I don't, I think, they're gay. They're homosexual or whatever. I don't give a shit. Anyway.
Can I just say that when you said, like, I just don't give a shit, that's literally, like, the exact same words I thought about when I think about gay marriage. It's like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't affect any of us.
It doesn't even affect the people that are against it. Like, the people that, like, the best argument I've heard about gay marriage is that there was this governor from Utah, or senator, I think,
whatever
from Utah.
His name is. or whoever it may be.
I don't even know his name because Aziz Ansari did a good skit on him because he made this.
I watched these seasons.
Because he made this. The governor or the senator or whatever made this really weird anti-gay marriage ad where the senator is just on screen,
I think I remember this.
in front of an American flag, and then he just goes, "Your neighbor can marry a box turtle."
Yes,
and it doesn't
I remember
affect
this.
you in any way. But it doesn't mean it's right. And I'm like, you just pointed out the sole reason why gay marriage shouldn't be illegal. Because it doesn't affect you in any way. And the joke about that is that a box turtle is not the first animal you would go to when you're making that metaphor.
Yeah.
So clearly this senator has thought about fucking a box turtle before.
Yes.
But anyway, so yeah, the way they rationalize it is that we don't support
gay marriage, essentially
homosexuality,
gay marijuana,
and family
legalize gay marijuana,
and
homosexuality.
Family rights,
but
such
the
as
way they word the way they word it is that we don't want to give people who are engaging in homosexual activities or in a relationship which involves homosexual activities any special legal rights, such as the ability to adopt children and the legitimacy of marriage. And that's bullshit. That's plain and simple. That's bullshit. Like, first of all, adoption of children and the legitimacy of marriage, that is not a special legal right.
That's a God-given right.
That is a human right that all humans have. The other thing that I hate about them is the way they view schools is they want to completely abolish the public education system.
Catholic school.
And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, no public education. Every school is a Catholic school. I'm like, you can't do that. They're like, yeah, we can.
And they're like, yeah, we can.
No. The best part is the way they phrase it is that we would like to abolish any school system that goes by state, federal, and UN codes for schools. And I'm like, okay, I can understand why you don't like the federal government. They're kind of shitty sometimes. But the UN, are you kidding me? They're like an international peacekeeping body. You can't just go up to the UN and say, oh, we don't like that policy. We're not going to follow it. No! That's not how the UN works. They don't like the WHO, the World Health Organization. They don't like the World Trade Organization. They don't like NATO. They don't like they don't like any trade agreements because they hate all foreign nations.
Very almost serious
they want America to be completely cut off from the rest of the world.
So they want to enact original America, essentially, like George
essentially is what they
that is America.
Bring back slavery.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I was talking to Frank today. Frank R. And I'm like, I was telling him about that. So they want it. So that includes slavery. And he's like, "What's wrong with that?" I'm like, "I firmly believe in the final solution on this matter." That's he thought he had me too. Like he's like, "What's wrong with that?" I was like, you walked into a deep dark path here, talking to me about this.
Frank, you live in a deep dark pit. I live in a deeper and darker pit.
Exactly.
But anyways, they're against OSHA. They don't like OSHA.
So they're against any modern society thing.
They are basically the Amish people of political parties.
All right.
But
we have anything else to say on this topic?
I wanted to explain OSHA to people. Here is why I think this is stupid. The only thing that OSHA does, they're against minimum wage laws.
They don't
want there to be a minimum wage. They want the employer to set them in and it's weird because they support right to work laws, but they don't support minimum wage laws. And I'm like, that's weird. There's a bunch of things wrong with the Independent Party that we can.
On with OSHA.
That we can talk about later. Oh yeah, but OSHA, I forget exactly what it stands for, but basically, what they do is they go into factories and even schools and tech classes in schools. They're in charge of that and making sure that they're in charge of making sure that it's a safe environment and that the workers aren't working in bad working conditions. Which is good, which means we're not running a sweatshop, which means we don't have child labor, which means we don't have underpaid workers living, getting their fucking arms chopped off by
meat grinders.
Yeah, we don't have the jungle going on. Fucking Lewis Sinclair. So yeah, that's about. There's more I can talk about on the independent party, but that would take up the entire podcast, and we're not going to do that.
On with the next topic, we have Lorenzo's story.
Oh yeah, I was telling the story to
from serious
the real Tyler
to other Tyler. So
that's
and if anybody's been listening since the beginning, which I sincerely hope you haven't, because I think your mind's probably dead by now. Like you probably just get home and you're like Jersey Shore.
Oh, okay. Moving on from insulting our lovely audience.
Hey, we literally ended the podcast last time with, have we insulted everybody? No. Woman suck! Now we insulted everybody. But anyway.
Best way to end the podcast in the world.
That's the best part.
We should end every podcast like that. Woman suck!
No, we gotta do a checklist. Have we offended everybody? Yes. Mission accomplished. And if we haven't,
anyways. Okay. So we were on Lorenzo was in episode 2 of the podcast, and he was horrible, and we're never inviting him back.
If I'm desperate anyway.
But we do talk to him every once in a while for some reason.
On a Skype call, this is not recorded.
This was on a Skype call. We weren't in school or just hanging out. Because I feel like if I met Lorenzo physically, I couldn't resist the urge to punch him in the face.
Continue on.
So we were in a Skype call, and Tyler didn't have his camera turned on, so it just showed his icon, his Skype icon.
Which, by the way,
is amazing. Tyler's Skype icon is
you should edit that in, Tyler.
I was gonna say I'll probably put it up on. I'll probably throw it up on screen at some point.
Is a cartoon penis with a smiley face on it.
Just remind me to put that in. At what time is this right now?
I don't know.
17 minutes in. Okay, I'm gonna mark that down.
So Tyler. And then Lorenzo's mom walks in. And she looks at the screen and she just goes, Lorenzo, why is there a penis on your screen? And Lorenzo just goes, Mom, you didn't notice the smiley face. and we laughed for a good 10 minutes of that. It was great.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah, that was the entire story.
Okay, we can move on to a gaming portion.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about.
Can I talk about one story that I heard recently? Yes. Okay, so the actor who plays Han Solo in the new Star Wars movie, or all the Star Wars movie, Harrison Ford, he crashed a plane.
He is a
and walked away.
Yeah, because he walked away totally fine, and everybody's like, "How'd you do that?" He's like, "I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm Han Solo.
I'm Han Solo. I can't die."
He's like, no, you're Harrison Ford. He's like, shut the fuck up. I'm Han Solo.
He's like, I'm Indiana Jones, bitch. Anyways, so now we're moving on to the gaming portion where we talk about what this podcast was originally meant for.
It was originally meant for a gaming podcast. No longer is that a thing, because
it really was never.
See, we have
it was the original
3 games.
conception, and then it just kind of ended. All right,
there's 3 games to talk about. There's Halo, there's Devil May Cry, and there's Metal Gear Solid.
There's also many other games that we can go on tangent.
There's many other games we can talk
but
about. Those are the 3 we're going to talk about.
Wait. We should clarify. This is not news. This is by far.
It's not news.
No, it's not news.
This is a news-based.
Well, Metal Gear Solid is kind of news.
It's kind of news, but it's old news, so it doesn't matter.
It's mainly opinion.
Yeah.
This is just our
opinion-based.
Yeah.
So get out if you're looking for facts, because.
And in case anybody wants to go, I like this Devil May Cry over that one. No, this is our opinion. Fuck off.
You're wrong. Devil May Cry 2 is bad.
No, nobody can defend Devil May Cry 2. It can't. It's not possible.
Okay, moving.
I didn't even play it.
On to the section now.
He's talking about Devil May Cry. Let's do it.
Any of these games that you're talking about, so it's okay.
Tyler hasn't played any of the games. I've at least played all of them. I have not I've beaten the newest one, DMC Devil May Cry. And a lot of people give it shit, and I'm like, you know what? It has a decent art style. The gameplay's not amazing, but it's still better than DMC 2. That's like
I played the demo of it. It was fun, but I haven't played the other ones.
But you gotta play the other. And I beat that one, and I'm like, okay, this is good. And I got to the last mission in TMC 4, and then I just couldn't beat that boss for whatever reason. I just couldn't beat the boss. And then I just never went back to it to try, so I probably could beat it if I really wanted to, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But it's a really good boss fight. Anyways, DMC4
you fight
was
like
good.
Virgil.
You fight. That's in DMC3.
Spoilers.
It's not. The game's been out. It's a PS2 game. It's been out long enough to the point where you don't have to call spoilers on it. Like the rule is like
Mario rescues Peach. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Anyways,
women suck.
I'll talk about the MC3 yet. Yeah, that's a spoiler. I totally didn't see that one coming.
And frankly, we should keep moving
on.
Okay, that's just so anyways, I don't rate Devil May Cry in the story because the story's. I mean, it's when it's good, it's really good, but it's not really what's important in a Devil May Cry game. What's important in a Devil May Cry game is the gameplay. And anybody who plays Devil May Cry knows this because you've played Devil May Cry. In DMC4, the gameplay was very similar to DMC3, but it wasn't exactly the same. It was modernized. It was good. It was a good game. And I think the biggest reason why some people don't like DMC4 is because the main character of the entire series from DMC 1 through 3 was Dante. And then as soon as you get to DMC4, you're not playing as Dante anymore. You're playing as Nero. And you do play as Dante eventually.
Negro.
No, Nero, no G. This one didn't rob a gas station with a hammer. Shout out to Mr. Negro. You were the best social studies teacher ever until you robbed that gas station.
Continue on podcast. Keep it on rails.
Yo, if you just look up like Mr. Negro, like Nicholas Negro, I think his fucking mugshot comes up.
Entire name.
It doesn't matter. He's in jail.
The entire name.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't teach anymore. It's fine.
It's not okay.
It's perfectly okay. Anyways, back to DMC. We keep getting.
Look up Nicholas and Negro.
I am right now as we speak.
Oh, is that what the pen's for? Can you use it as a mouse?
Yeah, this little thing pops up, a little touch keyboard. I can hit when I have this open.
You have your keyboard right there. Just use it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You're the laziest person ever. It's like the keyboard's just right here, but I want to do this.
The only other being I've ever seen that is lazier than Tyler is my dog.
Yeah, like Tyler wanted to like a video for 7-second Vine. I was just like, I don't want to.
Anyways.
I'm like really just not into it. Like if this is early.
We got off DMC really quick.
Yeah, such a bad game. Okay.
It's Anyways, DMC4 was alright. DMC3 was amazing. DMC2 was dog shit, and DMC1 was good for the time, but it really doesn't age very well. Whereas DMC3 ages amazingly. Like it doesn't. I don't give a shit about graphics. Even if they had updated the graphics, I would have still been like, "This is amazing." It just works really good.
Yeah.
And DMC1 didn't work very well because it wasn't as slow as DMC2, but it wasn't as quick as DMC3, and it just doesn't age very well because it just doesn't. DMC2. The reason why I don't like DMC2, first of all, it's slow as hell. It's just ridiculously slow. The enemy designs are terrible. You literally fight a tank. It's just a tank. All they did was they took a tank, and they took they obviously didn't take them from Prototype, but I'm just giving you a reference to what this looks like. They took the infected model, like the infected texture of like the ground, the infected ground from Prototype, and they just put it on a tank. And that was the enemy.
I remember in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, there was this mission with Marco.
Yeah, Marco Polo.
Da Vinci. Marco da Vinci.
Yeah, Marco da Vinci.
Marco Polo. Yes, the famous Roman artist.
Marco da Vinci.
Let's make new people.
Anyway, there was this mission where like he's the inventor, and one of the things he invents is a wooden tank.
Yeah, that's
Assassin's Creed.
He actually
it was retarded, but it was the best.
No, but he actually, like, in real life, Leonardo da Vinci had a schematic for a very early version of a tank.
What was it?
And it was made out of wood.
It was made of wood?
Wood. Well, that's what they would have made it out of, because that would have been the easiest material.
That's what
at the time.
Made of. Wood.
Wood. Anyways, if you ever want to play Devil May Cry, go play Devil May Cry 3. All the other ones are alright, though. Just don't play DMC2. And don't play the new one. unless you're gonna buy the enhanced edition and then I'm playing DMC4. But next game.
Halo.
Halo.
Well, we were gonna talk about Halo. Okay, it works now.
Yeah, it works now. That's really all there is to say about it. Everybody go and play Halo 3 multiplayer because it's amazing.
Yes, indeed. Hey, do you have any experiences, like your best experience with Halo?
With Halo?
Yeah.
The launch day of Halo Reach was probably my best experience with Halo because it was like one of the last times I actually got really excited for a game launch. And nowadays I don't care. I'll just
The only game I was excited about was Super Smash Bros. Brawl because my older brother's friends went to the launch thing, and I was young, and I was just staying at home waiting for them to come back. And my friends came back before my brother did, so I was just playing Brawl with my brother's friends, and then he came back, and so it was the first game of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I'm way younger than them. And it was like, 4-player Smash, 2 minutes or whatever. Yep. And I played as Wario because I didn't know what character to choose. I was like, there's so many characters. And that was the only game I won. First game in Brawl, and I won. I felt amazing.
Yeah, Reach was like the last game I got really... there was this whole year. It was the year Reach came out, so it was like 2010. And this is year where I just got really excited for video game release. And I bought like the limited editions of games. That was the last time I did that. I haven't done that in a while. Like I bought the limited edition of Reach, and I bought the limited edition of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I bought the limited edition of MK9. So I spent a decent amount of money on video games. But I kept getting really excited for all these launches.
I don't know, this year is kind of weird when it comes to launches because like the games these years have been overhyped so much.
Oh yeah.
Especially Watch Dogs, Destiny. Destiny was fine, but it was overhyped.
First. It was Watch Dogs.
Let's not mention the elephant in the room.
Let's not talk about this. Let's just get away from this.
I'm hoping the Division won't be a disappointment. And that looks like the only game. If it looks good, it's the only AAA title I'm buying this year.
Oh, you know what?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
So, anyways, yeah. So, I just really liked getting excited for Reach. That's my most prolific.
Who sent me a message on Skype?
I don't know if I'm using that word right. That's my most memorable memory. To put it weirdly.
My favorite memories of Halo is just playing good old Halo 3 local multiplayer with my
good old Halo
cousins and
3,
having a blast.
I used to play. I had my neighbor. At the time, I didn't have a copy of Halo 2. My neighbor did. So he would bring over his copy of Halo 2 and we'd play local Halo 2 multiplayer. That was really fun.
Cool. Alright. Halo is awesome.
Halo's awesome.
Spoiler alert.
You saw a spoiler alert. Halo's really good.
Metal Gear Solid 5. I think we can talk a lot about Metal Gear Solid 5.
We can talk about Metal Gear Solid in general. We can talk a lot about.
Yeah. So Hideo Kojima announced for the third time that this was going to be the last Metal Gear Solid game.
He ended at 1, and then they're like, no. I saw this great Mega 64 bit today.
Oh, you watched Mega 64? I watched that
every once in a while, yeah. And it was about Sawaguchi or whatever. So whatever the dude who made Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, yeah, I watched the video.
Yeah, and it's just like, I can finally pursue my hip hop career, and then they just make another one.
Yeah, it's just like, whenever he's just like my favorite one, she's like, the main character name is Buzz. She's like, hey, that was the best one.
It's just like they're on a whale and they ride into space, man. That lunar whale was the best.
Alright, so Tyler, I want to hear your opinion on this because you haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5, so I think you have an interesting input on this.
He hasn't played any Metal Gear Solid, so yeah.
I know, but like the recent announcement that this is going to be the last one, like, do you think like this is going to like going on for too long? Like, what do you think about this?
Well, what part is going on for too long? The fact that they keep telling us that it's the last one, or
yes,
just the series in general?
Or just the series in general?
Both, I guess.
I would say the series in general.
It might have been a bit of a it was a really bad marketing disaster when the speedrunner dude beat the last one in 10 minutes. Right? Given it had a lot,
yes.
like 7 hours of gameplay and side quests.
Yeah, it's side quests. And that guy skipped cutscenes.
He skipped cutscenes and whatnot, right? So we really obliterated the story.
Also, you're not going to get 10 minutes the first time you play. That's just not possible.
No, that's speedrunning. That's using speedrunning techniques. And that's also, I think what people always forget is that there's a lot more you can do. Like, even in the main mission, you can still explore the map for that game is really big and really, it's almost open world.
They probably lost sales, and that probably put them in a pretty big ditch when, again, all you hear when you go around is like, it's just like, it's not even, the dude speedrunned it, it's just, you can beat it in 10 minutes, which is probably just a huge deterrent to begin with for that one.
Well, I think people...
I just say something? There's this one side mission, it took me an hour to figure out a strategy that worked, and I felt so accomplished. It's like one of the most like satisfying things to do in a video game is like figure out your own strategy that actually works in Metal Gear Solid 5. And I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored at all. I had fun.
Kanye. I think we should all get the Division, and we should all totally test this out. No, I will pay for copies of the Division.
Okay, if you're gonna pay for my copy,
if this takes off, donate to us here. Don't go buy our spreadshirt.
If you pay $10,000 for our shirt, then
we'll stop making podcasts for you.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this earlier. It's like, please pay us money to stop making content on the internet.
Every dollar reduces a second that we make this podcast each week. I gotta make
yeah, but we tried to frame it like those. I don't even think you see them anymore. But it was these commercials, and it's for like I don't even remember what the organization was, because it wasn't the ASPCA who usually does the sad commercials. Because this was about like
we were going from like I was about to go like we should all do Division.
Oh, we're talking about Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, we should probably go back to that.
Yeah.
Fuck the poor kids. Let's go back to Metal Gear Solid.
Fuck.
Oh my god. About your strategy, it's like the most satisfying thing.
It's
when
satisfying.
You were like, I spent 3 hours perfecting this.
Oh yes. I had to perfect it.
You cannot get this wrong. You could run
like it wasn't even like fully perfect. Like there's this point where like I had to snipe this dude and like I wouldn't hit him and like they wouldn't detect because I was far away. I'm just like, why wouldn't I fucking hit him? And I realized there was a bullet drop in the game. I was like, okay, there's a bullet drop. I had to line up perfectly and I got the perfect headshot. I'm just like, I'm done with life.
I think that's amazing. Like a really good thing. That's a really good feeling in like when you're playing a game and it's like I like the strategy aspect of it. So where if you're setting up for an hour to just to execute a 10-minute mission maybe?
The mission I was talking about was like you have to assassinate 2 dudes, but like the cool thing about that is that like there's timed events, like a jeep will come by and people will take different stations and you can affect that, which is really cool. And the other side mission is just like you have to blow up 4 satellites. I think I perfect that one. So yeah, the game is really fun. Can't wait for Phantom Pain. Phantom Pain is going to be a hard game.
I just want a decent multiplayer strategy game. I mean, again,
it has multiplayer.
Back to the Decision.
Yeah, it has Metal Gear Online. You would like Metal Gear Online because it's basically the console version of Arma.
Oh.
Because it's all like military strategy. It's not.
I haven't played it actually.
It's not just I'm going to shoot you now.
Good. I feel like if the Division though, I'm strongly enforcing Division. If the Division
you've been pushing the Division for like a year.
I love the Division. It looks so nice. It looks good. I had really high expectations.
When I saw the trailer, it looked interesting.
I had really high expectations. Then I'm like, Watch Dogs, Ubisoft, no why? And then, but I'm like, if it actually is everything that who's making it Maximum or something?
Ubisoft.
Massive. That's who's
I don't even know who makes the Tom Clancy games anymore.
If they
He's
do
dead,
a good
actually.
job and they do what is in the trailers, and I don't really care at this point about your resolution or your fancy frame rate because it's going to be on a console that I'm playing with because I'm going to be playing with people because that's more fun. But at that point, and if it's like, it looks really good, and if I'm going in and I'm just strategizing with you guys for an hour to take over what?
Consider we can do that in GTA. It's gonna be pretty good in Division.
Oh yeah! Oh, those heists are coming out.
March 10th.
Yes, we'll talk about those later. Is there anything else we can talk about? Metal Gear Solid 5.
Metal Gear Solid 5. Go buy it right now. Like go.
Yeah. It comes out on September 1st.
Unfortunately, I'm probably not gonna be able to get it right away because I don't think I'll have an Xbox because I'm going to college.
Why don't you just bring
and I'm not bringing an Xbox with me when I first go to college because it's a distraction and I need to see if I can learn at school, because unlike public school,
learning's overrated.
Unlike public school, where you basically go to school for free, and if anybody's in a public school right now,
we are. We should not talk like we are above and upper class where we can afford these fancy private schools.
Okay.
No, we're in public school.
Oh yeah, no. That's the other problem I have with going back to the independent party for a second. Is the fact that they want to make them all Catholic schools and they want to make them all private schools. Well, guess what? Not every family in America can afford to pay, like $40,000 to send their kid to private school.
Exactly.
I don't like private schools. I think I understand the necessity for them, but to pay that much money for it, like we have Orchard View. Orchard View is is for kids who need this, not parents who are like, my kid's special. He's going to private school where they teach him to be a genius.
Okay, we'll go back to the gaming news.
Hey, back to gaming news.
Strategy games for the win. Strategy games like the Division for the win.
The Civilization.
I was gonna still talk about like this. When you said strategy games, I was talking about have you guys ever played Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
The new one, Fire Emblem Awakening,
it's amazing.
Is perfect.
Es perfecto!
Have you played it, Liam?
I played it. I have not. I have yet to actually beat it because I keep forgetting.
Me neither. It's my favorite game on the 3DS, but I have not beat it. It's so hard, but I love it so much.
Was super obsessed with it, and he beat it all these times. And he got all the kids and everything because you can make people have kids, and once you beat the game.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is currently.
He would just berate me for never beating Fire Emblem. I'm like, what are you? I'm like,
that game's
I'm sorry.
hard. It's fuck.
Are you playing on casual mode or regular mode?
What, regular? You have to play it regular. If you don't play it regular, you're doing it wrong. Because having permadeath. I
am a casual to the
casual. Oh, I'm not gonna be one of those guys.
It's okay.
Filthy casual.
Hey, if anybody wants to
it's
call
more.
Me casual,
I will say.
Hey, if anybody wants to call me casual,
it adds a new.
I beat DMC3 on easy mode because DMC3 has this weird thing where, or when it originally launched, the difficulties were messed up so that normal mode was hard mode and easy mode was normal mode. But the difficulties in Devil May Cry games are they're hard to begin with. They're fairly difficult games because it's a character action game and they're just it's a very niche kind of thing. So yeah, I'm a plebe because I beat it on easy mode.
Liam, I will say, if you play Fire Emblem, playing the normal mode, with permadeath, it adds another layer to the strategy.
Oh,
you actually care.
It adds much greater, and I feel like I would, but I'm not very good at strategy games, so my party would die all the time.
But if your character dies, you can just restart the mission.
Yeah, I know. I the same friend who would berate me for not beating Fire Emblem, he played what is it? It's the Sacred Stones or something for the GBA.
Yeah, that's one in GBA. I got that one for free on my 3DS.
Yeah, he got it for free too, which is why he, played it. And he would just he would sit there on his 3DS and he would reset that game 10 times, just a party member, a party member died. I have to reset now.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst when you're near the end of a mission and one of your party members dies and you have to debate what the fuck do I do now?
Is it worth restarting?
It depends. If one of your plebeian characters dies, and you're you know what, sacrifices must be made. But if one of your really good characters that you've been trying to level up, whether one of your characters trying to level up dies at the end, it's just I want to kill myself. You really feel you want to kill yourself.
To commit.
But I still it's not that game's too hard. It is pretty hard, but it's stressful. I started that game twice, and I stopped twice because it's stressful.
Yeah. He would get mad at that, and he would get really mad at Bravely Default all the time.
Borderlands 2 is $5 on Steam right now.
I know, I told you that, and you said you didn't want to buy it.
I don't. I'm looking at
Borderlands 2 is a great game.
It's $5, and I believe the Game of the Year edition is $10. So you get all the DLC for $10.
Oh wait, the Borderlands 2 and a pre-sequel coming out on Xbox One.
They did.
Soonish.
Yeah, they made no, I don't know if they made a bundle.
Be out already, and then 2 might not
be
just yet.
No, they're coming together.
Yeah, they're bundling them together for $60. You get both games,
yeah.
which I think is a pretty good deal since pre-sequel by itself is normally worth.
I already beat Borderlands 2, but
I don't care because I never beat Borderlands 2, but I got what was worth of it out of me, and then I bought it from my computer. And I say computer because I don't have a PC.
He has a Mac. Just say Mac.
I'm a
we know you have a Mac. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we're not going to be all PC master race here, even though We can all agree here, though, that it is like superior. Like it just physically is. Like
for gaming, it's much superior.
It depends what kind of games you're talking about. It's good for like computers are good for like games like League of Legends and like RTS games and like The Sims and everything.
Well, I play first-person shooters on here.
But it's better on consoles to play first-person shooters because it feels good. Look at the triggers.
I to spend the $15 to buy it. Anyways, what were we talking about?
We could go. We were talking about like strategy in games and how satisfying it is before. It's the last.
How great it is, yeah. I used to get really satisfied by playing Civilization Revolution on easy mode with you.
That was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
Yo, you should get Civ 5.
I should get Civ 5.
We can play together.
Which is it?
It's $7.50.
Now that we're talking about just random games, because we just
let's talk about games.
I want to talk about satisfying moments in games real quick. Have you guys played Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yeah, totally. So I'll do it.
I have the HD remix of. I just don't have the one that has Kingdom Hearts. I have the one that has It has Kingdom Hearts 1.
Chain Memories and 358 over 2 the story.
358 by 2. Who makes up the fucking names for Kingdom Hearts games?
I don't know. Because like
the kid like names.
the days system, it kind of is like part of the story, but they could have thought of something like way better instead of just numbers.
Okay, I have a quick tangent.
Nobody wants to buy a game.
Will you buy Civ 5 with me?
Sure. How much is it?
$7.50.
All right, I'll pick up a.
Or you can buy the complete edition for $12.50.
I'll buy a card. I'll get a card when I get around. No.
Why?
Because I'm afraid to hook up my debit card to Steam.
You don't need to hook it up. You just do what I do and just put it in every time you want to do it.
No, I'm afraid to. No, I don't.
What if I buy you a copy? Will you just give me $7.50 in cash?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
No, literally give me $7 in cash.
I will give you. No, I'll pull some change out of the change jar.
I will kill you. Let's take a second. I hate change. I hate it with a burning passion. Look at no. Do you want it?
But look at how much of it I have.
Liam's about to kill me. He has a jar.
Oh my god.
That counts his money. It counts the money for him.
Let's see how much money's in here.
What? Okay, thank you.
I have $77.67 right here. Right in this jar.
I had a can, right? It contained $170 worth of coins in it. $170, which is a really good thing, but it's like I hate
hate change so much that I condense it in a jar so that it can suffocate itself.
But like I hate carrying around change with this cash. I actually have.
I don't carry it around. I put it in a jar
right now. Why is that in there? Like there's a quarter in there.
Yo, I have a friend who owes me like $6, but I don't care because I don't. If people want $1, I'll give you $1. You don't have to pay me back. I don't really care. I have a job. I make enough money to the point where I can give you $1 when you need $1. But so he owes me a little bit of money, but I don't really care. So I never really ask him for it back because I just don't give a shit.
All right, I'll buy you a code too. I'm gonna buy you.
All right, cool.
Give me like $7 in school.
Well, you might want to turn your camera off to put in your debit card information.
Nah. You guys can see. Whenever I use my card, I always hold it in my wallet, like this.
Oh really?
I'm just like no.
Yeah, no, because I was.
Okay, you were saying. You were saying. Go on your story. Sorry.
I was using my debit card before, and I won't use it for this example. I'll use my
gift card,
like this. My associate card for the AV. I was putting it in. I was straight up holding it just like this.
Oh, yo, I can cut down half the price, because I already have $2.77 in my Steam wallet. Me gusta.
Cool. I'll still pay you $7.50.
Oh yeah, I know. This is for me. I need to buy my own copy first so we can play it, so it's not completely worthless.
Yeah.
So sorry, anyways, Tyler. This is.
What was I even talking about before we got into
Master Race?
No, we were talking about just video games. I saw a gameplay video of a game that looks really good that I want to check out once it releases. Have you ever heard of Firewatch?
Nope.
No.
It's great.
Nope.
It's like a mystery game, and you're basically a park ranger in like Arizona or Nevada or something. You're basically in like the wilderness. There's no one there.
Wilderness.
And it's really cool because it's like open world, and like all the people you see are just silhouettes. You never see anybody's face. So that's just really nice art style, and it has like a almost like a TF2 like cartoony style, but it's not played off as silly in any way. It's
it's a very serious game. Have you ever seen it in The Long Dark?
I mean, it has its jokes, but it has a fairly serious tone. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the game Long Dark?
Is that like new?
I've heard of it. It looks pretty good.
I think I heard of it.
It has a very painted feel, like onto it, like a.
It looks good. I've seen like footage of it. I've seen.
Let's see.
It looks like a good game.
Yes. My opinion once.
It's okay. Like you got me off on talking like Kingdom Hearts 2.
No, I'm sorry. You
got
me.
It's fine. There's in Kingdom Hearts 2 after you beat the game, there's a bonus boss fight. That game has really good boss fights, by the way. It's like one of the best games I ever like played. And so the bonus boss fight is Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, and he's incredibly difficult. He has an insane amount of HP, so it takes a while to defeat him. And you need to grind. That's the only game I felt grinding was necessary that I wanted to do. And so every time I'd go around to every world to grind, I'd get like a couple levels, and then I would try, play Sephiroth and be like, alright, get my ass whooped, to grind some more. And at one point, I was like level 78 or something. And this has been going on for weeks. I've been grinding for weeks to like defeat this boss fight, because I have this weird OCD where I have to get 100% completion, and that's like the one thing I needed at the end of the journals. Like that's the last thing I needed to do. Yes, and pretty much like I needed to do that. Like I needed that to happen, and so I was like level 78, and like I'm just like, let's try Sephiroth this time, and like I was playing it, and then I got away like more than halfway down, and then he started like, and that boss fight got even more harder. I'm just like, oh my god, this is insane. And the epic music is playing, and the way the boss system works, like to kill them, you have to finish them off with a combo.
Yeah.
Like to kill them, and I had this spell or whatever, this thing where like if your magic's all the way depleted, then you have unlimited combos. And so when the Sephiroth had this much HP left, and I had no more magic left, and I got him in a infinite combo in the air, I'm just like, finish the fucking fight already! I need to finish him so badly. And like the magic meter is like going, it's like refill. It's just, and at the last moment I hit him and I finished off the combo and gave him this like slow motion. I'm just like, I literally jumped out of my chair. I was like, like giving the middle fingers. Like that was amazing.
Quick side note.
Most satisfying thing ever.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you read my message?
Oh, I didn't read your message. I got the friends. Hold on, let me start the download for Civ 5 right now.
Okay. Any other things, Tyler?
Yeah. Also,
where's
it was
where
probably the most satisfying thing in like any video games ever. But it was dumbed down by the fact that the cutscene afterwards just shows Sephiroth going like,
it didn't show up. That's weird.
You're pretty good.
It just said you sent me a gift, and then it showed me the gift.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah, I'll pay you on Monday. Just meet me outside my physics classroom again, and I'll pay you.
Room.
That's the room that I made to give you the Tritons. Yep. It's gonna take me an hour and 16 minutes to download this.
Okay, what else do we have here? We could go on to animes, or we could stay on gaming.
I think I want to stay on gaming for a little bit.
Yeah, the games are very good, very meaty, if you will.
Yeah. It's like a topic. We can get through the most. And then we go back to this.
Can we just all go in a circle and say meat in like our meatiest voice?
You do.
Who's going first?
You, Tyler, you go first. Actually, no, you go last, because you probably say the best. Liam, you go first.
Meat!
Labor
My
camp
turn.
in your soul.
I've been labor camp in your heart.
Okay, Tyler.
Meat!
Meat. Give me the meat. Yeah, Big Bertha, give me the meat.
Hold on. I keep forgetting to charge my iPod, and I think I left the cable somewhere.
So video games.
Yeah, back to that. After that.
Meat!
After the meat.
I think we should play Super Meat Boy now.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Literally, I'll just cut that part of the audio and just save it and just run on a loop of just when we're playing Super Meat Boy. Just meat.
So,
meat.
We don't even need to play Super Meat Boy.
We can
just grab
make your ringtone. Meat.
Yeah, make them my ringtone, like the middle of like my stupid, like, I don't know, English class, Yeah, like you was like one of you guys would call me, and you'll always be like meat.
I hope Miss Cook I hope Miss Cook gets really embarrassed. Like, what kind? Is it pork? Is it ribs? What are you eating?
The humankind. Man, you should have seen one of the homeworks that my friend showed me, and it was what did they grow in what did the Chinese people grow in their backyard things? And I wrote grass and decomposing body parts. Because my friend just refused to show me the answer, so I was like, well, I'm just going to write whatever random answer I want, and there's nothing you can do about this. Because he does not check the homework either. He goes, look, a name, and burns it.
I hope he keeps a lighter in his room just for that. Like, I can't imagine he smokes because he's an old man and he uses a cane, but...
Diabetes.
Okay.
Check that off the list of insulting people.
Diabetes.
Little diabetes cakes.
Gaming. Gaming.
Oh.
So let's talk about Firewatch. Firewatch looks really good. There's like a 17-minute gameplay video of it. If you're really interested, I would urge you to go watch it. The gameplay is actually pretty interesting. It's not really all that boring to watch. It's got some good moments to it, at least in the demo that I saw, for the gameplay. So I'm kind of excited for that. So
is it an indie game?
It is. I don't believe it's. I mean, it's for Mac and PC, so it's not indie in the sense that there's a low budget, but it's indie in the sense that it's not a AAA game.
Yeah, I get you.
I can recommend
my favorite indie game I've ever played. Have you guys played Cave Story?
Nope.
I've heard about it, and then I never got around to it.
I think it's on. I actually think it's like you can find like a free version of it because the first version was free. Yeah. Like the creator of it legitimately like made it free like on a browser, but then they actually like reported it to the Wii and the DS, and I think they imported it to Steam. It's a really great 2D platformer shooter. It's a great game. It has a pretty good shooter.
It's like Contra?
No, not really.
Is it like that?
Yes, Broforce.
Yep.
No, it has like a pretty good, like, not really deep, but it has a good story with like pretty good like pixel art, and like you get different guns that like you can level up, but you get up to 3 levels, but like they can go down if you get hurt. It's really cool. And it's pretty fun boss fights too.
I just recently downloaded a free game. It's Persona 4 Racing all afternoon, and Persona in general seems to have this weird convention of activity all and then the time of day. Like there's racing all afternoon, there's dancing all night. Now racing all afternoon it's not made by Atlas. It's made by just a dude in his basement, and basically it's like OG Mario Kart, but all the music is Persona music and all the characters are from Persona. And it's amazing.
Oh my god!
It's
like
amazing
because it has Persona music and
story. But like it plays just as good as OG Mario Kart, and it's amazing.
I really want to play Persona, but I don't have anything to play it on.
It's too bad. You know, like
I have a
what do you have?
really interesting topic to talk about that we can talk about for a long time. What marking are we at? Like how far deep are we in the podcast?
We can go on for a while. I think we're at 53 minutes. We have more than enough
Okay,
time.
alright. So, the best invention ever made that hasn't come out yet, the Oculus Rift. We need to talk about that for a long time.
Well, we could go on a tangent about a technology segment, or we can put this under gaming. Like right now, we can just go technology.
I just want to talk about the Oculus Rift.
Go under gaming, but technology in general should be a different topic.
Okay, we can have
I just want to talk about the Oculus Rift.
Okay, yep.
Like, I want it. I want it now. I want to put the headset on my face and just play something.
Yeah, you can pay
it costs a lot of money. But I don't have a PC to plug it into.
If you want to give me $200, I'll buy one. You can just come over.
Alright.
I'll buy a stupid whatever it's called, Oculus.
But like, I was thinking about getting like maybe a PS4 because like PS4 has their own version called it Morpheus. I don't care which one I get. I just want that on my face.
Somebody announced a new one. Steam.
Yeah, Steam. They're teaming up with HTC to make one, which is really weird.
HTC is actually they make good.
They make good products.
They make very good products. They're just very underrated.
They're hugely underrated.
Like I'm looking at
the only product I've ever encountered made by HTC that I just don't like is back when Android very, very early in the Android's life cycle, when it first started coming out, they made and this was back when the first Droid came out, like the actual Droid phones, which I don't even think they make anymore. Basically, there were two Droid phones you could get. You could get the Motorola Droid, which was the most popular one, and then you could get the HTC Droid Aris.
Yep.
And it was just this weird. It was an alright design. It just didn't really work very well. And that was like the only HTC product I've ever run into where I'm like, this is kind of meh.
So Steam VR will be available this spring by HTC.
Really?
I'm looking at it right now. Experience 360 degrees room scale VR this year. HTC Vive Developer Edition available this spring.
That's pretty cool. Also, can we talk about porn? Is gonna be amazing.
I was waiting for you to bring that up.
I was gonna bring it up, but I wasn't sure if it was appropriate.
I mean,
no, it is extremely important. It's revolutionary.
Somebody's gonna say it no matter what. But yes, we are all aware.
We're all aware. If I buy an Oculus, I'm gonna wait till it becomes a consumer product. I'm not gonna buy a dev kit.
I think it's coming out this year. Actually,
definitely.
Consumer version.
When the actual consumer product's gonna come out? Facebook bought it should come out soon.
You should definitely buy a dev kit. I think that would be your best bet if you want to buy one, because then it's like, if you're really like into it, you could just make like your own stuff. Like I think that'd be interesting.
See, I have this thing where I
want to do something and then you just don't do it.
And then I either don't do it or
like you do, Tyler.
I did this with Halo Custom Edition. I got a key generator for Halo Custom Edition because you needed a product key from Halo PC Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Halo Custom Edition is like the most weirdly underrated Halo game of all time. And basically
Halo
what it was
it?
Halo
Custom Edition.
That's like PC version of
Halo. Basically, it's PC Halo, but it's completely open source, so anybody can make any mod they want. Yeah, Halo 1. Mm-hmm. Any mod they want for it, and there were all these really great mods. Like there was one that turned the entire HUD into the HUD from Metroid Prime, and like the guns to the guns.
I like that.
And it was really cool. And I'm like, this is amazing. You just completely shifted this entire, you turned Halo into Metroid. How'd you do that? But yeah,
I don't get why some companies are against making their games like mod free. It seems it makes their games more popular. I don't understand. That's the sole reason why Minecraft is so popular.
I understand it in certain cases, but there are cases where I just look at that and I go, I don't understand.
There's some because Titanfall is on PC. Just people making jokes about Transformers mods. Why don't they actually let them do that?
Oh,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, can you imagine Workshop for Titanfall? That'd be amazing.
They're very some
parkour maps.
I can see some games conceivably. Some of them just wouldn't work with mods. It's like this just would not be the same with mods.
Like what?
Like some AAA titles I can conceivably see it not working with. I can't name any specifics because most of them work like there's dumb mods that they have them on, like Call of Duty for example. You can't mod that. That'd be because you would have these people running around with their 420 smoke weed every day camo on, with their Trick Scoper 9000 that does 30,000 damage from the floor up. So you don't even have to hit them, and has a hitbox of the center of the screen, and it's like, no, you can't have that kind of mod in there.
Yeah, Call of Duty, it wouldn't work.
Most AAA games, Battlefield, it's okay. Battlefield has a very specific set of mods where they're cinematic based, or it's gonna be you have cinematic tools in the Battlefield 4, and you have weather tools, so you can I can bring in a rainstorm if I want. I can make it nighttime on the server, which is
right.
They're very good mods.
Also, I was thinking Melgar Rising Revengeance.
Oh, that would be
amazing. Character mods, that Link, or Link as B Raiden or Ichigo.
Rising Revengeance is Metal Gear Rising is a really good game, and I played it, and I thought it was really good. Just because I like character action games, and I think they're fun, and the over-the-top
I played the
action.
demo like 20 times.
You should play the game; it's really good.
I know, I want to.
But yeah.
But modding does have a very specific niche to where it can be implemented.
Get like Half-Life, that's just pure.
Yeah, Half-Life is pure. Gmod is pure.
Gmod
mods.
is not even. That's not even a game. That is literally a platform for mods.
Gmod is. Let's take the source engine and make it as user-friendly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did that. And that's what Gmod.
And then you have
Skyrim.
Skyrim is great.
Most Bethesda games are very good for modding.
Because
open world games in general, like GTA, are pretty good.
Open world games in general are generally very supportive of modding. Because typically, if you're breaking the game like with a mod in an open world game, you're only breaking it for yourself. You're not breaking it for other people.
Also depends what kind of mod it is. Like GTA, it works
like a
good
character
with
mod.
Silly mods. Silly mods are very basic, like cosmetic mods. You cannot put again, Trick Scoper 9000 with your friggin' fancy.
You can.
You can.
And it can be
It
silly.
would be very silly. People would get very mad, but that would have to be like, I play this with my friends.
Some games are good for character mods, level mods, and whatever texture mods. Skyrim's good for
very good game. They have very good gameplay mods.
They have good games. They have good.
There's this guy who made it was a series of mods, like another game within Skyrim with like own unique gameplay mechanics and dungeons and stuff. And he did the mod because he wanted a job at Bethesda. He didn't get the job, but another game studio hired him. I forgot what the studio was, but it was pretty good.
Valve is famous. Valve is very famous for that. In that the original Counter-Strike was a Half-Life 2 mod, and the original Team Fortress 1 was a Half-Life 2 mod, and they were very famous for. I don't think
Portal was a Half-Life mod.
Portal was it?
Portal was a mod. I know that.
I don't know. They're very famous for every time a mod like that becomes really popular, they will find out who made the mod and they will offer them a job because you made this cool thing. Come work for us and make cool things for us.
Right.
I feel like I have to throw Arma in there under.
Yeah,
mods,
I mean DayZ. That's literally a game.
Wasn't Arma originally a mod?
Arma, no. Arma's not a mod. No. The first
DayZ's a mod.
You know what the first game was in the Arma series?
Was it the one about the Taliban?
Operation Flashpoint.
Oh yeah.
Remember those games? Those are the first Armas. I think the very first one, I did probably wrong. The very first one I think was a strategy RTS.
Remember that game they made about Operation Desert Storm? And everybody was like, why would you make this game about Operation Desert Storm?
What was it called? Do you remember?
I forget exactly what it was called, but it was a realistic military shooter about Operation Desert Storm. And I forget exactly what it was called, but yeah. It was super controversial because it came out right after Operation Desert Storm happened. And there's a bit of controversy surrounding Operation Desert Storm. Simply because people were like, why are we going to war with Iran? And then they're like, because oil.
America.
I'm looking at my games right now and looking at Red Dead Redemption, like a mod for Red Dead Redemption where they add modern weapons and just use that and people just go insane. That'd be pretty cool.
I used to be into Skyrim mods because I used to have a PC that could run Skyrim well enough for me to use them, but not well enough for me to enjoy playing Skyrim on it. But there used to be a mod for Skyrim to make guns in Skyrim, and basically what they were is it basically just shot magic, and it was great.
There's this Macho Man Randy Savage Dragon mod.
That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Get yourself a Slim Jim. The only thing I know about wrestling is that Macho Man Randy Savage made
That's the only thing you need to know.
That's really...
Freaking vines. Are we going on more gaming tangent, or are we going to move on to Technologia?
What are the technology things are there? There's a convention about it, but I don't know.
I think...
Oh yeah,
are we moving on, or are we
this is not really
new. Let's move on to technology. I think I'm done.
There's I forgot what it was called. It was Microsoft or Google. I don't know. It's pretty much you put on glasses. It's like Google Glass, but it's holograms.
Yep, that's Microsoft. That's very good.
Yes.
We can talk about
Do you remember what it was called?
Microsoft HoloLens. Literally, that's what it's
It's
called.
called HoloLens.
When the first thing I saw that was we're one step closer to Star Wars.
My first thought was it looks very good, and then I'm like, oh wait, you can literally make that in After Effects, Adobe After Effects. Like, that's all that marketing is. That's literally all After Effects. Given it's the first one, so it's probably gonna.
It'll be cool. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know how quickly...
I just want to be in Star Wars.
I think it's cool, and I think it will have practical uses in industry, but I just don't know how many uses it's going to have on a consumer market.
I think it's going to be very good. Personally, it's like... I think it'd just be cool. That's it.
Can I just say the elephant in the room?
Depending on how...
Porn. Holographic porn.
In the vagina.
Let's move on from this. Let's stop talking about little children.
Yeah. Let's.
We are actually having a very good professional status.
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know, professionalism
Not very professional,
or
but very
porn.
good, and we're on rails. And we're actually having good discussion as opposed to just stories.
Yeah,
I enjoy talking about porn. Actually,
we have people who think rationally on the podcast.
So let's go into HoloLens. What do we have to say?
There is a medical procedure that just came about. I don't believe it's available for public use yet, but it's in the testing phases now, to permanently change your eye color from brown to blue. And I think that's vain and stupid.
I'm scared.
I'm
scared of the times we live in.
Has science gone too far?
Yes, it has.
That can be questioned.
I mean,
the other podcast looked up needle dick.
Let's think about this. You are spending how many? Because it's not going to be covered by any
$250,000.
Yeah, it's not going to be covered by any kind of health insurance, so it's going to be a ridiculous amount of money to do. You're spending all of this money just to get your eye color changed for literally no reason.
The only exception I will make for if doing that is to have Sharingan eyes from Naruto.
Yeah, but they wouldn't act. They would just look like... You can just buy contacts that have the Sharingan eyes.
Yes, do they actually have those? They probably do.
They're kind of
contacts.
Yeah, but they...
The Sharingan, I want it. That would look so cool.
You can get cheap ones and you can get expensive ones. I don't really know what the difference is.
Actually have the Sharingan eyes would be pretty weird.
Yeah, to be able to see people...
I'm part of the Uchiha clan.
Smartwatches.
Yeah, we have discussions like this in my English class all the time. Every time somebody brings up technology, we have this discussion about what the future is kind of going to be like, and the future is going to be interesting and weird. It's going to be very strange. First of all, we're looking very heavily into bionics. Bionics are the wave of the future. Bionic arms, bionic limbs.
But they have the first working model like a couple days ago. First bionic hands are working for 3 people.
Yeah,
they can literally make androids now, like from Dragon Ball Z.
Skynet, load up the T-1000s.
Oh yeah, did you hear about? I was listening. Did you watch the new Mr. Steve podcast?
Which maybe, probably.
Did you see the part where Google is literally making Skynet?
No, I didn't.
Google bought a company called Titan that makes drones, and what the drones are is they're basically like the plane drones. They're not the helicopter ones. And
like Terminator planes?
No, like drones.
Like Predator drone sets, or like actual just like a passenger plane?
Like a little tiny plane.
Okay, an RC plane status, or
yeah, like a Predator drone,
like a Predator drone,
but with no missiles. And they cover the thing head to toe in solar panels, and they put a camera on it. And they're using it to beam down the internet to make the internet faster. So basically, they are literally making Skynet. They're making literal Skynet. And I'm like, no, Google, stop. You're going to kill us all.
Google has too much money.
They have too much power.
No one man should have
that power. That's like the song of Saints Row 3, and it's amazing.
My global teacher, I think brought up a point that, Apple has, more money than Russia's economy or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, Russia's... The ruble is falling.
The ruble is, I think it's, horrible right now.
Let's check right now. I'm going to check right now.
I don't think we should go into current events, because I really don't want to divulge into this topic.
It's okay. I can't find it in the thing anyways. So Google's making Skynet. Apparently I was wrong. They're not making it behind our school. Google's making it in the sky.
The fact... I was about to say something.
Oh! I found another horrible trend that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's designer babies.
Oh, yep. That was like expensive, right?
Like they're ridiculously expensive. This is what a designer baby is.
Is this like genetically modified babies
or
something?
You can basically pick what you want your baby to be like. And I'm like, this could have a serious medical consequence.
If Hitler was born in this era, we'd all be fucked.
Well, everybody would be Aryan, so I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Eyes. Tall.
No 6 nose.
That's so fucked up. Like, oh my god, that makes me mad.
Well, here's the thing. It can have good medical consequences in the fact that we can phase out bad genes. We can say we can get rid of like autism and mental disorders.
You can't if vaccines still exist, Liam.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I forgot.
Have you heard the stupid argument, Tyler, where vaccines cause autism?
Oh yeah. Do you know that, Tyler? Do you know the study that said that? That study was published in 1999, and it was disproven. It was completely and then the people came out and said, the people who did the study came out and said, we were paid by the pharmaceutical companies to say that. None of that is true. So guess what? Now that's not... You want to hear the current argument by anti-vaxxers? They argued that vaccines are turning children gay.
What's wrong with that anyway? Who cares?
First of all, yeah, who gives a shit? And second of all, how dumb are you? How dumb are you that you think that your kid getting a vaccine makes your kid gay?
I just imagine like you just answer like vaccine, just like I like dick now. I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm just so thirsty. Yeah, so anti-vaxxers are dumb. Like I don't get offended if you want, but it's dumb. You can't. You can't.
Hold on, I'm gonna check it off on the list. We've officially offended the anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Anti-vaxxers are offended at pretty much everything anyway, so we don't care.
So today, me, Tyler, and a couple of tips were talking about foot fetishes and how they're the worst thing ever.
No names. No names.
No names.
We didn't use names.
No, no, we're not going to use names for this one.
He straight up, he didn't use any names. Like, why are you?
I know, but if you're going to, or if you planned on it.
I wasn't going to.
Mr. L.
Anyway, if you have a foot fetish, don't. Like, stop.
Don't.
I don't, in my personal opinion, I see, this isn't, I'm not completely libertarian. Googs is super libertarian. He's like, everybody should own a gun if they want to own a gun. Everybody should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. And in my opinion, yeah, that's fine, but there has to be, some sort of limit to that. You should be able to do whatever you want up to a certain point. You can't go out and kill people, you can't go... there's the basic stuff. But I'm I don't really give a shit if you have a foot fetish. Just keep it to yourself.
Or to the other people.
Alright, don't ask me for pictures of my feet.
That's what this kid did.
Don't make me lick my foot. I don't want to do it.
That's what the kid did. He said he sent a text to...
What are you drawing?
To a girl.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay, back. Yeah, this guy sent a text to a girl. Can you send me a pic of your feet, please? I know it's weird, but seriously, I'll do anything. It's it's okay, but then here's what actually annoyed me a bit. It's that she proceeded to take a screenshot of it. That's just, no. Why? No, what's wrong
That's
with
podcast confirmed.
Can that be the caption? Is it bed comment?
But the person
podcast was confirmed.
No waifu, no life, best podcast confirmed.
Podcast name should just be I don't give a fuck.
You're not the man who's...
What were we talking? We're talking about foot fetishes.
Oh yeah.
Tyler, I don't give a fuck.
Tyler, we have the name of the podcast now. No waifu, no life, best podcast confirmed. That's
Oh my god.
It's you told me
Foot
this
fetishes.
today.
Anyway,
it's the 5 downloads.
so this guy, as
Moving away from this, back onto actual technology, smartwatches. How do you feel? It's not. It's not good.
I do anything.
I am. As
He's like, I'll send you. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
To move away from this section. Because I'm the one who can put it up. I have the veto power. Dictatorship.
See, that's what's wrong with the like. It's perfectly fine if you have whatever fetish. That's your thing. But
I have the advanced majority. Just press end to call and
if somebody confides, if somebody confides in you with something like that, and that's the problem that I always have with. You always hear this shit on the news. Oh, your kids are sexting each other. I'm like, yeah. The reason why that's a problem is because kids are assholes, and they're like, oh, my girlfriend sent me her tits. I'll show it to my friends, and then everybody sees them, and you're like, no, don't be an asshole.
Gotta say that you know,
I don't think
already told Tyler this, but
I like that.
the Pocket Pussy Corporation, the company that makes pocket pussies, made a thing for people with foot fetishes that it's like a foot with a vagina on it, so you fuck the foot.
This is the most disturbing thing I've ever heard.
It's an actual real thing.
Yeah, let's talk about
it is
the
technology, though.
Really,
You have to admit, it's technology.
It's super awesome. I have a note. 17 minutes in, add Skype pic, technology.
I wouldn't consider you.
It's really amazing. Okay.
Really, the only reason you would even be considered the host is because you're the one who puts it all together.
What's the name? What's the name of the full name is Lucifer.
See,
it's not like you will edit it out.
Majority to override the veto. There has to be checks and balances. No, there has to be checks and balances, just like the real America.
But it's not like Tyler's gonna edit it out.
Yeah, the one-fifth compromise. I'm only one-fifth of a person in a vote. That's the most. Did you know that's still in the Constitution? That slaves are only worth 1/5 of a white person.
Yeah, totally. All right, everybody, come over. Whenever. Just. Do I watch? Yeah, I kind of want Funhouse.
Yeah, on to what topic? Technología.
Lucy.
Huh? Oh, you write them down with the drawing?
I'm naming my child Anal Wetworth. A-N-A-L Wetworth.
That's good. Hey, wait, you never put up the picture of Lucy last week.
Anal Whitworth?
Huh?
Yeah, literally, Anal Whitworth, Anal Whitworth.
Well, yeah, Lucy's short for Lucifer didn't fit on the nameplate. Lucius? I think it's supposed to be the same thing, but I don't think it's anything.
It's a thing. Windows 10 is going to be free for me.
Well, Lucius is just a regular name. Yeah, Lucius.
Oh no!
Did you see the gameplay for Lucius 2?
I did. I was about to talk about that. It's so funny.
It's so good. We should play that game now because it's about the devil.
I hit the wrong button. I was like,
Tyler, did you watch Funhouse?
And I knew it slipped.
Tyler, you watch Funhouse?
Okay, we're good.
Watch the Lucius 2 gameplay.
It really is. This is really
amazing.
It's so fucking funny.
I never named my guitar. What should I name my guitar?
I think you're gonna say I'm gonna name my child Lucius.
What'd you say?
They're gonna say I'm gonna name my child Lucius.
No, not name my child. All right. First of all, I don't really know if I want to have kids. Second of all, if I ever did have kids, I would not name them Lucius. So I'm sorry, you offered up a suggestion. I didn't quite hear you for what I should name my guitar.
Ooh, mean.
It's a shitty name.
I was thinking about stuff technology. You hear that Windows 10 is coming out, and like if you have an Xbox One and Windows 10, then you can cross-platform play. It only works with certain games, but it's pretty cool.
Windows 10 is super
free.
I think the best part about this thing is
that's pretty cool.
7, so unless you're still running Windows XP, you're pretty good.
Is that I can literally
I didn't mention this.
Pen like an eraser, so when I turn it over, it literally turns into the eraser tool.
Well,
hello.
How do we all feel about
clearly
wearable technology? Smartwatches, let's go with. Probably not.
Best podcast confirmed.
No waifu, no waifu. Best
We were
podcast
watches,
confirmed.
but you did not. But we did not go into depth about it. We just kind of like, yeah, this is a thing.
Oh my god.
I can happily say that I do not have a waifu because I find that shit deplorable.
What does waifu mean? What does that even mean?
It's when fucking weeaboos watch fucking lolly animes and then they go, but that's my favorite lolly, so she's my waifu.
I'm still a little confused, but I don't want to know anymore.
What does waifu sound like?
Wife?
Yes, exactly. So that's my waifu. That's my wife. That lolly's my lolly. That's the idea.
Yes. Waifu.
I just literally thought of
waifu equals love. Love, because it has the umlaut, whatever that name. Umlauts. That's pretty good, actually. I like that.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Gotta keep that.
Never. Yeah, I really don't like. That's
Wearable
the thing with
technology?
like me and Twitter now.
Didn't we talk about this last podcast?
What anybody else tweets anymore? Like I
Not,
I think we did. I think Liam brought up
follow,
pocket
like,
watches,
I
and then we
follow-
talked
brought
about
up
it
I
for
think I did
a
an
bit.
account recently. I follow like 10 people that I actually know and like, and the rest is all.
We
just,
didn't talk
like,
about it
news.
in enough depth to the
It's,
point
like,
where
stupid
it
news.
was.
Oh, yeah.
I follow Clitoris too because
I
like,
think
my
it's
daily
a-
freedom.
I don't know. It's weird. I want
I
to spend
think it's
$300 on like a thing I wear on my
945.
wrist.
Like-
Because watches are used to tell time, but that's a
Like,
pretty good idea. It's like working out.
Like
That's-
I
that's
spent
so cool.
$150 on my
Next
watch,
week.
so I mean, for another $150, I could get
I
like
would
a
totally
smartwatch.
tell them we could do one
but
tomorrow and just pre-record.
I
so we could be,
personally,
like,
I
a
think
week
it's an
ahead.
interesting technology. I just don't have any use for it. I don't,
I
you know,
mean,
I don't,
like,
I don't
it's-
work out. I don't really need a watch for anything other than
We have
telling me
people, we
time.
have other hosts
Exactly.
asking
Use
us
it
if
for
we're
It's
doing
good,
a
like,
podcast,
but like it can
so-
also like you
Yeah,
can
they-
also like call
it's been,
people
like,
like
10
fucking
months.
James Bond, but like
Again,
you have your phone on you.
In the
Yeah,
middle
but
So-
I don't even call people. I don't like. Well, I could live without my cell phone. Like
Right.
then, my
Yeah,
English
we
teacher
didn't
asked
ask
me,
him
he's
that
like,
time. I
"Oh,
think
you
I
know,
was
could
just
you live
like,
without your cell phone?" I'm like,
think
"Yeah,
it's
I
gonna be on
totally
Tyler's
could. I
because
use
think-
it like
No, you asked him.
No,
last
I'd kill
week.
myself.
I
think
use
one
it
of
to check the news."
Might have been me. He
No,
didn't respond, so I'm like, well, I want to actually do this now since Liam asked me, and we're like, we should really do it. So I'm like, well, Tyler, you are actually a very good person to be on the podcast, biz. So no, Tyler, what time's good for you? 7 o'clock.
Floyd Rivers.
Yeah, Tyler definitely.
Trent just
you
asked
have
me to
earned a
ask
spot
if
on
we're still
podcast.
doing the podcast.
No, just because I enjoy your.
It's
presence
9:39. He's like, "Are we still doing that podcast?" I guess
I
you'll
told
be on
you
it next week. What should I tell him?
here. We were gonna have like 8 people
Next week.
Yeah. Next week.
Yeah, we're gonna
No,
have a friend
next
He's,
No,
he's
You have to do everything as
This is-
innocently as possible.
This
Yeah,
Tyler.
podcast
okay.
expresses
I
how
was like, we're
professional
in
we
lunch.
are in so many
I was,
ways.
like, laughing and just like dying like we usually do, and I was like, how cool would it be if all 8
During
of
the
us
podcast.
called and we just recorded that?
You know what? He
That'd be awesome.
probably noticed because we put up the video that he wasn't in, and we didn't even ask him if he wanted to do it. Like this is the last episode.
What hats?
He straight up just didn't respond.
What hat? What kind of hat? Just say it. I'll put.
Okay, what time next week? Let's plan a little bit ahead.
I don't even.
With my
what kind
stories
hat?
of cock or no cock.
7:00.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Because of
The
cock or no cock.
truth
I'm glad that.
Yes, I know.
All right, it's a 4-person podcast now. I like how this went from our bullshit.
We were
like,
going to have.
Oh my
Should
God,
we talk
Roy
about this?
theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gonna be
I
like-
thought we were.
It's gonna be like
We're gonna have a
some-
communist in the
After
Skype
I
call.
finish recording, which is gonna be finished up in about.
He's a
6
communist.
minutes. If you guys want to keep it an hour.
So,
and a half,
yeah.
Which is pretty. We can just record the rest of our night.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a casual
Yeah.
conversation.
That would be mad. It would. I don't know. We wouldn't have the same atmosphere.
Buy our new shirts.
Did you ever put up the video of when you were playing DC
No, we're not doing that
Daisy
'cause I
and we
don't
were
watch
talking about the
any
hats?
memes. We will do that in about 10 minutes.
I don't want to spoil it for the audience. The hat. You were asking me about a hat, and you wanted me to name the hat, and I gave you some names, and we were dying for like 5 minutes about it, and you said you were going to make a video, and you didn't. Show you on the camera. No, look at the hats over there. That kind of hat.
I might try. Okay, I'll give you the maybe then.
That's what I was. I didn't want to spoil it for the audience.
We'll talk about the names in about. We will talk. No! Shut everybody quiet down.
Yeah, after the podcast, that way we don't.
About what?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't really matter to me what we keep it at.
I mean.
Here, we'll talk about.
Depends on if we can talk about this for how much longer.
You know what? Let's find one good topic to end it on, and then that'll be our last topic. So what's our final topic?
Legalize gamer.
Oh, I know what our final topic. We can pick our waifus.
We could just end it here and just like give our outro, or we could like
Liam. I told Tyler, Tyler, you should watch Death Note because it's a generally good show. Tyler was like, I don't want to.
It's a very good. It's a psychological show. It's a very, it's
a cool concept. It's a really cool concept.
It's a cool concept, and it's executed fairly well. I don't know why you would probably like it, Tyler.
No, Tyler. You know what anime you would love? Attack on Titan. You would really like Attack on Titan.
I like the fact that this is definitely more.
You would like Attack on Titan.
Very good. I would like to congratulate you.
We are soliciting you into the animes, Tyler. You're gonna do it.
Yes, you should.
You will watch the anime.
I'm soliciting you like an old man soliciting a prostitute right now.
Do you remember like the episode of SpongeBob when like SpongeBob was just like, you will listen to these subliminal messages trying to get Gary to take a bath. It's just like soap, and then like shows like a weird girl at the end. It's like, sorry, you had to see that.
We're definitely keeping the gaming segment in because that was a lot of stuff, and that was really good.
Okay, you want to end now then? What can we finish off on?
It wasn't completely right either, probably, but who cares?
Okay, let's do an outro. Let's organize an outro.
And wait, let's tell the audience to do something.
Let's tell the audience. Hey, audience.
Comment.
Leave a comment. Leave a comment with the name of your waifu.
Okay, gentlemen.
Give us suggestions. Like, should we do games?
For what we should do in general.
Right. I'm Tyler as well.
I'm going to congratulate myself by doing Kanye on Kanye.
I will say.
And Liam, what are you?
And then I'll grab the guitar and play it.
It was a little more serious, but I liked it. Sometimes you gotta be a little more serious.
That's right. Okay.
It's a good.
Last podcast was complete bullshit, which I love. But this podcast,
it's a good mix of serious conversation and bullshit.
So, comment below. What do you like more?